Hello and welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm Mary Trimble and I'm here in London. I'm in my sister's garden right next to the river. I'm not in a cage. This is just a wire fence to keep the children from jumping in the lake, or the river I should say. So here I am, still jet lagged, but I'm here nonetheless. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for coming, and I really hope that you enjoy these readings and that you keep coming back. And if you're coming back, thank you. You're the reason I do this. Thank you so much. Anyway, so let's okay, so I just have to do my sales pitch, darling. These readings that I do are, first of all, it'll be for the 2nd of July through the 8th of July. And last week in the intro I said happy birthday Cancer because it's Cancer season, so it confused everyone. So I'll wait till I get to the Cancer reading before I say happy birthday. This is for your Sun, Moon and Rising. I'll have all the links to the other videos below in the See More section. Also, this is a private reading, guys. So if you would like a personal reading, if you click on this, you can get a personal, or find out how to get a personal reading through that link. And also thank you for all those that got readings from me on Instant Go. It was amazing. I actually did 2 last night at 1 at 3:45 in the morning. I was completely jet lagged. 3:45 UK time. So thank you. I really appreciate that. Now, another way to support me is through Patreon, and that link will be right here. And you can click on that. I have varying reward levels, and I do posts just specifically for Patreons that I don't usually do for, regular, for everyone. So, let me see what else. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. So now the astrological report for the week. So on the 4th of July, this is for the 4th through the 8th. On the 4th of July, happy Independence Day, America. You're independent from us. Oh, actually, I'm American, so I can't even say that anymore. I'm now American. Wednesday, on Independence Day, Mercury in Leo opposes Mars in Aquarius. What does that mean now? So Mercury, the planet of intellect, thought, communication and technology, is in Leo. Now that's like creative thought, it's all about identity. So it's creative thinking, right? And it's opposing Mars, the planet of war, action, in Aquarius, which is humanitarian, social. So what this means, Mars is retrograde technically, but really it's kind of stationary. A planet has to go into a stationary position before it can change direction, right? You slow down and then you go in another direction. So Mars is still a bit stationary right now. So what that does is it enhances all the energies. So I think on the negative side, we could have some challenging communications issues, some kind of miscommunication. And on the positive side, we could have some really incredible creative ideas of what to do next or where to go next. Now on the 5th, the Sun in Cancer is Cancer is about the home, it's about family, it's about nurturing, it's about intuition, and that is going to that's in a really positive connection to Jupiter in Scorpio. Now Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Scorpio is the planet of Scorpio is the sign of death and rebirth and secrets and power and control, right? So this is in a positive aspect. Now it's also in a positive aspect. So Scorpio is a water sign, right? Cancer's a water sign because the Sun's in Cancer. And it's also, the Sun in Cancer is also in a positive aspect to Neptune in Pisces, another water sign. Neptune is the planet of illusion and dreamlike and spirituality, the unseen, the intangible. So this and Pisces is the water sign, another water sign. Oh, everything, it's a bit it's a bit windy here. I hope you can hear me properly. I've got my mic showing here because it needs to be closer to me so that you can hear. So this is what we call in astrology, we call this a grand water trine. Now, what does that mean? That means that we could really have, and a trine is a very positive aspect, so we could have, you know, it's going to be emotional, guys. We are also coming up to the eclipse, don't forget, the eclipse season, and we have a new moon eclipse a new moon lunar eclipse at the end of the month, towards the end of the month. So we're kind of feeling these energies. Eclipses are all about releasing, right? So we could have some really healing kind of emotional experiences, and with close family and close relationships, our friendships whom we can consider as family. So I think this could be a very positive healing experience, and the release of emotions, so that we can actually release it and allow it to go over. So I think that this is a wonderful healing opportunity. So that's all I want to say for the astrology report today, and let's go to your reading, shall we? Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for July the 2nd through July the 8th, and I'm here in this lovely garden in the middle of London, my sister's garden. So I'm so happy, and hopefully the swans will pass. They've passed for the last 3 readings. Let's hope they pass for you. Anyway, on the river behind me. So the first card that comes up for you, Libra, is the 4 of Cups. I don't know if you can see that. You can see that. The 4 of Cups indicates that you are kind of focusing on being a little disappointed in what has kind of happened. So whatever it was that's disappointed you, you're kind of lamenting over it and you're focused on it. Now, if you look at this card, right, he's sitting there under a tree and he's just closing his eyes, and he's very kind of disappointed, and he's not seeing this beautiful gift of chalice coming from on high. For God is giving you a gift and you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the blessing in the lesson. And this is, you know, I always say when this comes in, it's about coming back into the present moment, darling. It's about looking around. You're missing an opportunity, and it is a wonderful gift that you're missing. Now, clarifying it, you have the Magician, darling. The Magician he has everything that he needs or requires to create the life that he desires. Now, when the Magician comes in, look, the Magician has all 4 elements, right? He's got earth, fire, he's got air, you know, and he's got earth, water, right? There's the 4 elements he's got. So he can create, he kind of manipulates all those elements and he creates something wonderful for himself. Now, some people call him the trickster. I call him the co-creator. He uses whatever he has in front of him to create something wonderful. And that's what you can do. You can manipulate the elements or whatever. Look, it's like somebody giving you a lemon and you make lemonade. You're manipulating that lemon, which is a whole fruit, and you're turning it into a delicious beverage, right? Lemonade. Now, also clarifying it is the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is intellect, right? So here you're stuck in your head in disappointment. She's like information. She's kind of, you can hear this information, right? But it might not come to you. It's a message, and it might not come to you in a way that's palatable, let me put it that way. Sometimes this is kind of a harsh, look, it's the truth no matter what it is. So it's information that's very useful for you to hear. But sometimes you kind of want to reject that information because of how it is presented to you. She's kind of brutally honest. It's like somebody being brutally honest. It's like, can't believe they said that. But really there's truth in it. So when she comes up, it's either you, this could be you, right? Telling someone the truth, and they and you're a little harsh and edgy, so it's saying pull back, be kinder, be more compassionate and considerate. Because listen, the Queen of Swords is this intellectual, incredibly independent woman, and she's kind of had to go it alone, so she has all this wisdom and knowledge. She knows people like the back of her hand, not necessarily intuitively, but because she studied them for so many years. So she knows when she can cut through the crap, if you like, right? She can cut through to a person's soul. She knows exactly what they mean when they say something. She knows when someone's full of, crap. So what I'm getting from this, right, is this could be you, or it could be someone giving you this information. I'm getting, for some of you, it's somebody giving you this information. I feel that this is a gift and you're not seeing it as a gift. And this is something that it's like stepping back. And when somebody gives you information like that, it's like, don't react to it, but retreat and say, okay, what is true about that? You can. It's about owning it, right? And it's about learning from it and changing from it. She doesn't intend to hurt you. She's intending to help you by giving you this information that you obviously don't see. Perhaps about yourself or about your situation. I've been accused of being the Queen of Swords at times. I can be, brutally honest. I can, say, look, this is what's going on. And some people don't want to hear it. Some people ask for readings and they don't want the truth. They want you to tell them what they want you to tell them. I'm going to tell you what Spirit says. I can't manipulate the truth. So, sometimes I have to ask to deliver it with kindness and compassion. That's my Achilles heel sometimes, right? I do my best, And the next card is the Four of Swords. Now, the Four of Swords is being in your head a lot and being exhausted, right? The Four of Swords, when it comes up, it's saying you need to rest. Sometimes it's as simple as getting a full night's sleep, right? But I always say when this card comes up, it's like going over and over in your head and you're completely mentally and physically exhausted. Because when you're mentally exhausted, you're physically exhausted too. This is saying get rest, or meditate even better, because then you clear your mind. Sometimes a meditation, right, a 20-minute meditation is like a 3-hour sleep. Oh, the swans are coming. You're going to get to see the swans. I'm so excited for you. They're so beautiful. They've got 7 singlets. Are they singlets or something? Yeah. The little baby swans that are getting bigger. There's a mummy and daddy, and they come over here because they think because I have been feeding them. I think I'm going to feed them. Anyway, so clarifying this, the Four of Swords, here they are. Clarifying the Four of Swords is the Seven of Cups. So they're just passing, you see. Aren't they gorgeous? The little grey babies. Singlets? I forget what they're called. Anyway, so the Four of Swords is about getting rest. And you have to rest because you have all these opportunities, the Seven of Cups. This means all these opportunities are there for you, but if you're not rested, you're not going to be able to choose the opportunity that's right for you, because there's going to be so many, and you can only choose something that's right for you when your mind is clear and you're well rested. So it's very important for you to be well rested. And then the next card you have, oh, it's so windy, is, you can hear all the wind chimes, right? The next card that you have is the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, look, he's about action. He rushes in, he's laser focused, he knows what he wants, and he knows how he's going to get it, and he's going to defend and attack, and he's got this, he knows exactly where he's going. But sometimes being laser focused, it's important to kind of just sit back and take a look around, because maybe the situation has changed. And that's what this card says. Listen, yes, it's good to be focused, but don't be so laser focused that you're not seeing that the situation is perhaps not calling for this action anymore. So you really have to kind of step back, and clarifying it is the Tower, you see. Nobody likes the Tower. Nobody likes the Tower, but the Tower comes in because something has to go. Something definitely has to go in order for something new to come in. Something new, and perhaps, well, it's usually always much better, but it's very hard for us to let go of change and to change, right? But this is saying, Libra, you mustn't make a rash decision, right? It's very important for you to really consider all your options before you go in and attack, you know, or defend, or take any kind of action. The Tower is about life-changing transformation. This is like an event that's going to come in, and there's going to be major change. This is about allowing that change to happen, and this needs to go. When the Tower comes in, there's no doubt something has to go. So it's best to let it go. You know, don't fight the change. The pain is in fighting the change. And, you know, no, the Towers can be, you know, the Tower's not easy. It's not an easy energy. But it's a necessary energy. So I have a feeling that you are probably disappointed in a situation. It might have something to do with the Tower, but you're not seeing the gift. And you really do, you have to take, somebody's going to come in with some information that's going to be very valuable to you. Take heed. Don't kill the messenger, darling. Listen to the message. You have these opportunities. You're not going to see them if you don't. You need to be well rested. Well rested, and preferably through meditation. But, you know, definitely sleep too. You know, sometimes a good night's sleep is amazing. So the Tower, something's going. But really take solace in knowing that it needs to go. Because sometimes, you know, when I've looked at when I've lost my job, or when, you know, I've lost an apartment or something like that, it's always been for the best. Something much better has taken its place. So you can always look in retrospect and say, oh, that was a gift. Of course, at the time, it doesn't feel like a gift. But if you are focused on the solution, that's why I call my business Live in the Solution. If you're focused on the solution, then you don't, you know, you're seeing a way out. You're not really focused on the problem. So I pulled a card, the first card that came out. This is for single Libras, right? Single Librans. And the card that came up for you is codependency, darling. So addictions are affecting your romantic life. So what is it? You know, it can be codependency. It can be like you're too smothering, or you want to be with a person too much, or you want to find, you know, do they like you? You're constantly asking that question. When am I going to see you again? It's sometimes you have to keep sometimes everyone thinks those thoughts, but you have to keep them to yourself, right? You know, handle your addictions. You know, handle what is it that you're addicted to? How is that affecting your relationships? You're going to have to ask yourself those questions. And now we're going to do a card for partnered Librans. Let's see what we have for partnered Librans. I had the Tower a minute ago when I had recorded a reading, or thought I had, and it hadn't. You know, things happen and it's like, okay. And also with Mars in retrograde, sometimes we're slowed down. Something goes because we need to slow down, because if we keep going at that pace, something worse could happen, right? So we have to look at the blessing in the lesson. Now, so this is, what do the romance angels have to say? What wonderful gifts, guidance, and information do they have for partnered Librans? Love yourself first, darling. That's really important. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. somebody else got this in a partner. So it's very important to be in the moment, to be your authentic self. Just be, you know, even when there's a wonderful card in this deck, and it's like, you know, when you're in the moment and fully engaged in it, and she's smelling a rose, she is the most attractive then. That's it. When you are being you without thinking about anybody looking at you or what they're thinking or what they're doing, you're just focused on the task in front of you, or whatever it is you're doing, smelling a rose or doing some art, whatever it is. When you are fully engaged in that moment, you are the most attractive. Libra, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, share it on your social media, comment. If you know somebody who would like a shout out for their birthday, please comment. I'd love to do that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you so much. I love you all. And I'll see you next week. Babies, look at them. How old do you think they are, Kathleen? For a personal reading, please go to www.liveinthesolution.com. They're at the ugly duckling stage.
Maybe 4 weeks. How can they be? I really think they're ugly.
No, I'm just saying that because of the story.